Submitted for your approval, the case of unexplained transformation of events past, some say colliding parallel universes, or simply millions just remembering things differently, but yet in the same exact manner. The mysteries that are about to unfold before your eyes may lead to a propensity of uncertainty, yet beguilement and distrust of one's own belief of what the truth really is. In a moment, we will all enter the cold gray dawn of the Mandela Effect. Welcome to the 4th annual Mandela Effect quiz and game show. I'll be your host, Papa Crescendo. We start off with this little ditty. Macarena is a dance song by Spanish pop duo Los Del Rio about a woman of the same name. Originally appearing on the 1993 album Me Gusta, a subsequent remix by Miami-based producers The Bayside Boys became an international hit and inspired a dance craze in the latter half of 1996 and part of 1997. Everyone knew this dance, but do you? Which one is correct? Number 1.
Start by putting your right arm in front of you. Then do the same with your left arm. Take your right hand and rest it on the right side of your head. Do the same thing on the left side of your head with your left hand by putting your right hand on your right hip and your left hand on your left hip. Lastly, move your hips in a circle 3 times before jumping and turning your body 90 degrees to the left.
Number 2.
Start by putting your right arm in front of you. Then do the same with your left arm. Turn your right palm upwards and then your left palm. Bend your right arm and put your right hand on your left shoulder. Place your left hand on your right shoulder. Take your right hand and rest it on the right side of your head. Do the same thing on the left side of your head with your left hand by putting your right hand on your right hip and your left hand on your left hip. Lastly, move your hips in a circle 3 times before jumping and turning your body 90 degrees to the left.
Number 3.
Start by putting your right arm in front of you. Then do the same with your left arm. Turn your right palm upwards and then your left palm. Bend your right arm and put your right hand on your left shoulder. Place your left hand on your right shoulder. Take your right hand and rest it on the right side of your head. Do the same thing on the left side of your head with your left hand. Bring your right hand to your left hip and your left hand to your right hip by putting your right hand on your right hip and your left hand on your left hip. Lastly, move your hips in a circle 3 times before jumping and turning your body 90 degrees to the left.
Pause the video if you have to. This is worth 5 points. The answer is number 1. That's right. You probably don't know how to Macarena, but don't feel bad. Neither of these other people do either. Well, at least not in this universe. Has it changed? If you got this right, give yourself 5 points. Let's continue with the music genre. Do you remember Black Eyed Peas' Boom Boom Pow? An iconic line that Fergie says that she's so cutting edge and you're so, you know. What does Fergie say next? Number 1, I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 and late. Number 2, I'm so 3008, you're so 2000 late. Number 3, I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 and fake. Or number 4, I'm so 3008, you're so 2000 and fake. The answer is...
Yeah, I'm on that next now. I'm so 3008, you so 2000 and late.
Wait, what?
I'm so 3008, you so 2000 and late.
If you picked number 2, you're right and give yourself 3 points. But don't feel bad if you got it wrong. Look at all these people on Twitter hashtagging I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 and late. Let's do one more in the music genre for now. This time in the 80s. Number 1, Sweet Dreams Are Made of Memes. Who am I to disagree? Number 2, sweet dreams are made of lips. Who am I to disagree? Number 3, sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Number 4, sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Are you ready? The answer is number 3, sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree?
If you got this right, give yourself 3 points. Most people remember these, like these memes, or Marilyn Manson's remake of the song. Mandela strikes again. Let's switch gears and do some easy ones. Which one of these is the correct McDonald's? Number 1, McDonald's, or number 2, McDonald's? The answer may surprise you. Are you ready? Here's a 1985 ad for the Ronald McDonald Show, and here's a Ronald McDonald doll, and here's something for the Ronald McDonald House, and a 2015 community news blog mentioning McDonald's commercials. With all of that said, the answer actually is number 2, McDonald's. If you got that right, you get 1 point. Well, I guess now all you can do is go get a Big Big Mac. Okay, that one was super easy. Let's do another super easy one. Let's now enter the world of berries. Which one of these 2 are berries? Number 1, bananas. Number 2, raspberries. Number 3, green pepper. Number 4, strawberries. Pick 2 and pause the video if you must. The answer is number 1 and 3, bananas and green peppers. They're now berries, and strawberries and raspberries are no longer berries. And apparently never have been. And that, my friends, is very disturbing. Give yourself 5 points if you got that right. One more super easy before we move on to movies and television. Which one is the correct Mike and Ike's? Number 1, Mike N Ike with an N. Number 2, Mike and Ike, A-N-D. Or number 3, Mike and Ike with an ampersand. This is worth 1 point. The answer is number 2, Mike A&D Ike. Most people remember Mike and the letter N Ike, and that's a wrap. You may not remember the popular 1950s I Love Lucy show, but I'm sure you'll remember the famous phrase uttered by Ricky Ricardo every time Lucy got in trouble. What do you remember Ricky saying to Lucy? Number 1, Lucy, you have some explaining to do. Or number 2, Lucy, you have some splaining to do. Or number 3, I think that I'm entitled to a little bit of an explanation. Pause the video if you don't want to hear the answer yet.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Wanda, you got some explaining to do.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Papa, you got some explaining to do.
Ron, you got some explaining to do.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
If you selected number 2, Lucy, you have some splaining to do, you're wrong. Let's listen to what Ricky actually said.
Now, Mrs. Ricardo, if you don't mind, I think that I am entitled to a little bit of an explanation of what is going on here.
The answer is number 3. Ricky Ricardo never said, Lucy, you have some splaining to do. At least not in this universe. And yes, Ricky, we do need some splanation. And I will splain right now. Mandela strikes again. If you got this right, give yourself 5 points. Now let's fast forward a couple decades and do a movie. You all remember Grease, right? In the movie, how does the intro to Grease Lightning start? Number 1, why this car is automatic, systematic, hydromatic. Number 2, why this car could be systematic, hydromatic, ultramatic. Number 3, why this car is hydromatic, systematic, automatic. Why is Grease Lightning? This one is worth 3 points.
Why this car's automatic, it's systematic, it's hydromatic.
Why this car is automatic, it's systematic, it's hydromatic.
Why this car could be automatic, systematic, hydromatic.
Don't celebrate yet. Are you ready?
Why this car could be systematic, hydromatic, ultramatic.
If you selected number 2, congratulations. Give yourself 3 points. You may have thought this was going to be automatic for you, and you're asking yourself why.
Why could be Grease Lightning?
Or the Mandela Effect.
What's this? If I had to guess, this is the person who stole your identity.
Every day I'm hustling.
Sammy Bigelow, Patterson.
What is the name of this movie? Say it in your head. Identity blank. What is it? Let me help you out. Number 1, identity thief. Number 2, identity theft.
How do you make a movie that's going to rake in some dough, it's mildly entertaining, and just generally doesn't leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth? You get the director from Bridesmaids, the crazy chick from Bridesmaids, and a guy who will be in about almost any movie. And I give you identity theft.
Hey you guys, and welcome to another trailer review. And today I am going to be reviewing Identity Theft, which stars Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy.
How we doing, YouTube? It's Mr. Spoiler Alert, but you can call me Patrick. I actually saw Identity Theft last night.
Here we go again. The answer is actually number 1, identity thief. That's right, but at least you're not alone. If you got this one right, give yourself 3 points. Let's take a trip to the streets of New York where I grew up. What's the name of this place? Grand Central blank. Number 1, Game Central Station. Number 2, Grand Central Terminal. Number 3, Grand Central PlayStation. Or number 4, Grand Central Station.
Welcome to Game Central Station.
Sorry, Wreck-It Ralph. The answer is number 2, Grand Central Terminal. It's been called that since 1913. If you got that one right, give yourself 2 points. On their way into New York Harbor, many immigrants saw the Statue of Liberty as a beacon of freedom. Where does the Statue of Liberty reside? Number 1, Governor's Island. Number 2, Manhattan Island. Number 3, Ellis Island. Or number 4, Liberty Island. What do you remember? Before we discover the answer, let's look at what some people believe to be the residue of a parallel universe. Here's a 2013 article about the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island. Here's a blog from someone who just visited the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island. Here's a photo you can buy of Lady Liberty on Ellis Island. And yet another article, yes, on Ellis Island. If you chose Ellis Island, it appears your cosmos may have left you behind, because the answer is Liberty Island, number 4. Well, New York, what do you think of them apples? Give yourself 3 points if you got that one right. Okay, let's knock out a couple quick ones. Which one is the correct Flintstones? Number 1 or number 2? Look carefully. Flintstones with 1 T or Flint Stones with 2 T's? Answer is, are you ready? Number 2, the Flintstones. Give yourself 1 point if you got that correct. Let's see if you can hit the bullseye on this next one. Which one of these 3 is the correct target? Number 1 with 2 rings, number 2 with 3 rings, or number 3 with 4 rings? The answer is number 1, target with 2 rings. Give yourself 1 point if you got that one right. Let's test your IQ on this next one. Which one of these 3 is the correct thinker pose? Number 1, fist on the chin. Number 2, fist on the forehead. Or number 3, opened hand to the chin. The answer is, are you ready? Number 3, the open hand under the chin. Most people think it's fist on the head, even while posing right in front of the statue. But it's never been that way. Even a close friend of the sculptor George Bernard Shaw in 1906 sent the sculptor this picture in the wrong pose. 3 points if you got that right. Do you guys know Michael Jackson? There's a warning in this song to be careful who you love. The lyric goes like this. And blank always told me, I'll be careful who you love. Who told him that? Number 1, and Daddy always told me, be careful who you love. Number 2, and Mama always told me. Number 3, and Mother always told me. Or number 4, and Auntie always told me. Pause the video if you must. The answer is... But don't feel bad. Perhaps Madonna or Neo know better. I can go on and on, but I won't. If you got this one right, give yourself 3 points. Do you remember Friends? Do you remember this song? Well, riddle me this. How many claps do you recall this song having? Number 1, 3 claps. Number 2, 4 claps. Number 3, 5 claps. Number 4, 6 claps. What do you remember? Are you ready?
How many times do they clap in the Friends theme song?
5.
No, it's actually 4.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
It's gonna be this way.
If you selected 1 or 4, you're out. It's now between 3 claps or 4 claps. Here we go. The answer is number 2, 4 claps, although most people remember 5, including Lisa Kudrow, who claps the slate 5 times. Give yourself 3 points if you got that right. Now, for our final question. Do you recognize this song? It's called Joy to the World. What type of song is this? Number 1, a Christmas song. Number 2, an Easter song. Number 3, a Valentine's Day song. Or number 4, an end of the world song. The answer might surprise you. Are you ready? Isaac Watts published a book of poems in 1719. One of those poems was an adaptation of Psalm 98 from the Bible. He will judge the world in righteousness, is what it says, and that's exactly what happens in the book of Revelation. Joy to the world lyrics state, no more let sins and sorrows grow, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his blessings flow, far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found. Revelation 21 says, Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Joy to the World is a song about the second coming of Jesus Christ, the end of the world, but also a new heaven and a new earth where he will be our God and we will be his children, for those who believe and accept his free gift. So in closing, Joy to the World is not a Christmas song. If you picked number 4, give yourself 5 points. It's time to add up all of your points. Total points possible is 50. If you scored 1 through 10, you're from the multiverse and shower once per week. If you scored 11 through 20, you belong to 2 worlds and you may someday find a mate. If you scored 21 through 35, you're a high value person, but only in a faraway galaxy. If you scored 36 through 50, you are a top G of the multiverse. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I'm Papa Crescendo, and may the cube lead you to the cross.